What's going on, y'all? It's your girl Brandy.
It's your boy Russell the Fourth, of course.
And we are back with another weekly check-in.
Woo! What they never told us. Weekly check-in.
They know who he is by now.
I hope they do.
This is week 4, I believe.
Yes.
We skipped a week.
We missed a week, yeah.
It's been a lot going on over the last week. And then tomorrow is like the finale of all the birthday runs that we've had. Russell is celebrating his 30th birthday tomorrow.
Why you skip it now? Don't bleep it out. Let these people know how good God has been to me.
No, he will be 37
Whoop,
tomorrow.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
So we're knocking him out. Our daughter's birthday was last Sunday. Our I don't know what son he is, like third son.
One of them.
His birthday was Thursday. And then Russell's birthday is tomorrow. So we were really busy. We had all intentions. We even recorded an episode for y'all. So maybe we'll drop it as like bonus content sometime. But it's kind of like not relevant anymore. It was something that was happening, something everybody was talking about at the time. And we weighed in on it and then forgot to post it because we were so busy. So
old news now. That part.
Just know everybody get McDonald's.
That part. Well, what are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about jealousy and what part, if any, it plays in the relationship, and can jealousy be a good thing?
I thought we was talking about is it cool to ditch your friends for bae?
No, that's not what we're talking
Oh
about.
man,
And really messed this up.
I had a whole thing in my head. Now I gotta. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, really messed this up. Like I feel like we should start over.
No, look, they know what this is. They hang with us all the time. It's all good. We'll say that for another one. Join us next week for Is It Cool to Ditch the Homies for bae?
No, so I wanted to talk about like jealousy and what part it plays in a relationship, because I remember there was a time, and I think it might have come up on one of our live sessions that we did, but you were saying that like I don't get jealous. You're saying like your phone rings at all types of the night, or like you'll be on your phone and I don't look over at it. I don't ask you who you were talking to. Mm-hmm. But lately, I think you kind of been, I don't know if you've been feeling different. I kind of wanted to ask that. Have you been feeling different about that?
I've revisited my take on you.
Feeling that you're
no, I won't. I'll say this. I don't think it's jealousy that I feel from you. Territorial.
I am definitely possessive.
Absolutely. Possessive, territorial. Possessive isn't the word, because possessive, I think, leans to like an unhealthy side where it's like, yo, what you wearing? What you doing? Where you going? You're not possessive where I don't have autonomy, but I
feel like if it's mine, it's mine and nobody else can have it.
You're definitely very territorial. Yo, what you looking at? What you doing like that?
I don't do that.
No, I'm being dramatic, of course, but you're definitely territorial.
Yes, for
Absolutely.
Sure. For sure. So what made me think about it is I think it was another like a short or something that had came up on my TikTok feed, and the girl was talking to her man, and she was basically like telling him like, I'm the jealous type. If you want to be with me, this is something that you got to deal with. And I thought like that's not good. But there is like a certain part that I think jealousy does kind of help. It's healthy in a relationship if it's executed in a certain way. Because when you said that before about like, you don't look at my phone, you don't, it made me feel like, yo, you thought that I didn't care, which I do, but I just never wanted it to seem like I was monitoring you.
Okay.
So, but for me, like, I think there's a healthy part of your relationship where your mate should know that, like, no, I don't want you talking to nobody else. Like, no, I don't want, you know what I'm saying?
Is there
not maybe jealousy, but it's like, know that you're desired, and it's not like lackadaisical when it comes to like, oh, I'm so secure that I know he ain't gonna go do nothing. Nah, like, I'm a check.
Is there any areas where you feel that, or have you felt that in our relationship? Is there any areas where you felt like jealousy arise?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, there are times where like you have been talking to another female, and I know it's not nothing like sexual or there's no attraction there, but I be like, yo, he's spending a little bit too much time over there. He's cackling a little bit too much. Like, come on. Like,
okay. All right. So your take is you feel like jealousy serves a purpose.
Yes, absolutely. a small amount can be healthy.
Okay.
Like, I think what happens is people just blow it out of proportion, where then, like you said, the jealousy becomes possessiveness. And now, like, I'm trying to control everything that you do. I'm trying to control everybody that you talk to and how long you talk to them. That's toxic. That's not good. But I think there's like this part where it feels good to know that, you know, your mate cares enough to get a little bit of feelings of jealousy from time to time. I don't ever want you doing anything to make me jealous. Now, then that's a problem for me.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you. I was trying to go to the Bible because there, like, you know, it says love is this, love is that.
Yeah.
It does not. No, it does not.
Envy. It's not boast. Yes. Not proud. Yeah.
I was trying to make sure it's not jealous. Does it say it's not jealous?
You gotta go and read.
Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects. Always
Don't blow the Bible.
I mean, it's keywords I was looking for. I don't say anything about jealousy. Okay, so I wanted to give my take, but I want to make sure I wasn't, violating, the good word. But nah, I agree with that. I think most of the stuff we feel, you know what I'm saying, like, serves a purpose. Like, there's a reason why it's there. Mm-hmm. The stuff he put in there, God put in there, like, it serves a purpose. And I think jealousy is one of the things, right? It lets you know, nah, you violating.
You're creeping up on a boundary.
Yeah, there's a boundary that's getting creeped up on. There's something that's uncomfortable. Like, there's an unhealthy thing. And I think that's, like you said, like, when we go into possessiveness. Mm-hmm. But nah, if you're with me, if you my wife, like, I can't remember what I was watching the other day, but it was a show and they was talking. I said, they spitting, but they were like, it's two things you'll mess with with the man: his kids and his wife. That's it. Like, you will feel the wrath of God from a man if you, like, you know what I mean? Because it lets you know that there's a boundary that's getting approached.
Yeah,
and it's good for the person that you with to know, like, hey, this interaction, this communication, whatever it is, makes me feel away.
I think it's hard to express that, though, at least for me. Like, when so for instance, the other day we were at the beach, and you don't know this, so this is like the first time you're hearing this, but
perfect. Great.
But I was like, you want to go down closer to the shore, and you were like, no, like, I don't want to, we're cool, whatever. And then my daughter went off and did something, and
he started running towards the water,
and you, like, went over there, but then you ended up staying and talking to our friends who were down there. Mm-hmm. And I like it, for me, like, I was like, what is that feeling like? You know what I'm saying? This is us, we're spending time together, like, and he's now left me to go talk to other people. And I was like, like, am I jealous that he's over there talking to them? Like, it started to get a little tickle in me, and I had to talk to that. I had to speak to that. Like, okay, there's no reason for you to feel that way. Like, yes, there are females down there. Yes, he's down there talking to other people, but, like, that's your man. You know that. Like, check that. So it can be corrupted, right? That feeling, if you're not able to recognize what it is, if you're not able to verbalize and speak to that, it can be corrupted. And I think that's when we see it come out in toxic ways. Absolutely. But I do think it's healthy. Like, that shows me that, you care. And like you said, like, there might be a boundary that's being violated here. And I need to either check that in myself, or we need to have a conversation like, hey, I don't like it when you do this. It makes me feel this. But I do think it's hard to say, like, that made me jealous, because it makes you feel insecure.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only is it hard to say, but it's hard to hear.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to communicate feelings of jealousy without the other person starting to feel like they're doing something wrong.
Yeah,
absolutely. And a lot of times, sometimes you're doing something wrong. Right? Like, there's a good amount of times where you're behaving in a way that's making the other person feel away. But sometimes you're having a normal interaction, and there might be a boundary that you're unaware of, an expectation that your partner has that you are unaware of. And when you hear that, it makes you, and your initial response is like, yo, hold on, wait. What you think is going to happen?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, which isn't a conversation of, I think when we approach the conversation of jealousy, we shouldn't go to the place of, what do you think is going to happen? Or you think I'm trying to do.
It's not an accusation. Like,
it's not an accusation.
Not an accusation.
Yeah, and it has nothing to do with the worst case scenario. it's literally just what I'm talking about. This interaction makes me feel a way. Like maybe there's a way to engage with you that I think should just be between us. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I love the fact that you funny, but you being too funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love it when you dance, but like maybe chill right here. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Because it's moving a little too, beautifully in the middle of this dance floor. I see a lot of brothers watching, and I don't like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so
absolutely.
I think that's where I land. Like for me, I for a lot of time I've tried to suppress like the feeling of, ooh, that makes me jealous, because again, especially when I was battling insecurity in other areas, it seemed to highlight that. Like when I start to feel like, oh, I'm feeling jealous because he's doing X, Y, and Z. Like if it felt like it was highlighting those insecurities that I already had. Now that I've worked through some of them, I'm realizing that that's a quote unquote good feeling. Like I'm using air quotes because I don't want to be jealous, right?
Absolutely.
But when I feel that, like I know now that means we need to have a conversation, or that means I need to check something in me. So it's like you said with pain, like it's like a monitor, like, hey, something's going on here.
Yeah.
Let's evaluate. Is this something that needs to be addressed, or is this something I need to fix within myself? So I think jealousy can be helpful in a relationship. It can open conversations. It can help you evaluate some of the things that you're going through, but you have to be mature enough to handle that feeling.
Heavy on the open up conversation part. Like it has to be something that you discuss. A lot of times we feel those things, and like you said, like we want to protect our image. We don't want to feel pressed. We don't want to make it seem like we, it's uncool to admit that.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? Like it makes you feel like, but you got to be able to express it, because when you don't, and those things just sit inside of you, and there's an interaction that you're uncomfortable with, that your partner has no idea, so it continues to happen, and it grows inside of you. That feeling grows. So now when you do go to communicate it, you're not communicating about this one time that happened. You're communicating about 2 months of behavior that you don't approve of, and now it's coming out.
Your partner never knew it was a problem.
Support that. Now when it comes out in such a. It's like, whoa, where's this coming from?
And like on the insecurity part, like if there wasn't an insecurity there before, but now you feel something and you're just suppressing it, it can help you develop an insecurity. Now it's like, I don't want him to talk to no females. Then you become controlling, you become possessive, and you become obsessed with like how your partner interacts with other people, so much so that you want to put a clamp on that, and that can be really detrimental to your relationship. So
you said something there.
Go ahead. What?
No, you said something there. That was good. That was good. The idea of, dang, I lost it.
It's okay. And
no, what'd you say?
It just goes to, I said it can develop an insecurity, then you can try to control
that part.
Yes.
Knowing yourself, and I think you might have said this already. I hope not, but if you did, stop me so I don't be repetitive. But knowing yourself, so that when you start feeling those things, you know where it lands. You know if it's a healthy jealousy, or is it possessiveness? Is it past experiences leaking into your relationship? So now interaction that might be innocent and might not be anything now feels like, it's making you feel possessive. Like, no, I don't want you talking. Like, what's that show we watched? Put a Ring on It?
Yes.
Oh, man. Which jealousy is going to happen, right? Because you're watching your partner go out on several dates with other people, right? There was a particular girl on there who was on 10,000 the moment she saw the girl. Rules being aggressive. Okay, get your hands off him. She about to fight people. And it's like, all right, this isn't jealousy.
Yeah, this is controlling behavior.
This is controlling. So knowing what it is that you're feeling, identifying that, and then just having the conversation in a healthy way.
And I think speaking of shows, what's the one we watched today? Oh, Love on the Spectrum.
Love on the Spectrum.
And I made a comment that like, relationships really aren't that hard. When you see people who have a almost childlike view of relationships, but they're adults, you know what I'm saying? And so you see them do relationships, and it's just that easy. I like you, you like me, let's be together. I think we make it complicated, but it's really not that hard.
They got the cheat code.
No.
These people out there have no social cues. They don't feel things that we feel. Like jealousy to them is like, well, why would I be jealous?
But I think it goes to like maturity. Like when we go into a relationship, we have to be able to responsibly handle the emotions and the feelings that come along with that.
Absolutely.
And I think we all go into it with this belief that everything's going to be roses, and then when it's not, we don't know how to handle it because we're immature, we're not healed from past experiences, and we're taking all of our baggage and dumping it on somebody else. Absolutely. Like it just goes to show that like when you get ready to be in a relationship, you need to have to process some stuff that you done been through so that you know what are good feelings, what are negative feelings, and you know how to check them.
Absolutely. We want to hear from y'all. Leave it down in the comments. Y'all know what we do with these weekly check-ins. We want to hear from you. Is jealousy good? Is it bad? Does it have a place in a relationship? Does it not? We could be off. We don't know what we're talking about. We not experts. Let us know what you think. And we'll be back next week with another weekly check-in.
And always remember, we love love.
Y'all should love love too.
Peace out.
Peace.